News, Kingston.
This year marks the 50th anniversary of Canada's first federal divorce act. Now, a lot of people were getting divorced long before that, but what the act did was introduce the concept of the breakdown of marriage as grounds for divorce, which made it much easier for couples to split. But have attitudes really changed over the last half a century? We take a look back.
Getting a divorce 50 years ago would have been a total nightmare. If you were a woman, it would have been a double nightmare. For a man to get a divorce from his wife, he would have to show that she committed adultery. Now, if you were a woman, it would be a double standard. Not only would you have to show that the husband committed adultery, but also that he committed another offense against the marriage. For example, like being abusive.
It was 1968 when the Divorce Act established a uniform divorce law across Canada. Fast forward 50 years, attitudes have also changed.
Not feeling like divorce has to be about hatred and anger and taking him to the cleaners or nailing her to the wall or any of those really horrible things. That in fact it can be people who part as friends.
Another big shift, focus on the children.
Now we know that all children are going to be affected. We also know that we can absolutely mitigate the effects of divorce.
The year with the most Canadian divorces on record was 1987, hitting a peak of 96,200 divorces.
While the divorce rate has come down to a percentage of 41%, from our experience at Shulman Law Firm, we're seeing an increase in common law separations.
With common law relationships on the rise, the divorce rate would not include common law separations. In 2017, Statistics Canada estimates there were more than 14 million married Canadians, more than 3 million people in common law relationships, and almost 2 million divorced. While the act allowed both men and women to divorce on equal grounds, it has taken decades for the social stigma to lessen. And with all of today's resources and awareness, few would describe going through divorce in 2018 as easy.
According to the stress scale, divorce comes number 3 after death of a spouse and death of a child as the most stressful event you will ever go through in your life.
A divorce, of course, isn't simple, but it is getting increasingly possible to end a marriage amicably. So remember Gwyneth Paltrow and Chris Martin's conscious uncoupling? The pair was very deliberate about their spin on the breakup, and the term made their split feel less about anger and more about a peaceful parting of ways.